Good morning to all the class 7 students. In this video, we are going to talk about chapter number 2 of science. That means this is your science class of chapter number 2 video in the video section. So animals and their food. Animals and their food is the second chapter of your science. In this one, we have to talk about what are the nutrition steps which occurs in the animals as well as with the microorganisms and to the grass eater animals like herbivorous. We have to talk about them in this chapter. What are the nutrition process in the animals? So the basic steps which involves in the nutrition process of the animals are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and digestion. These are the basic steps of nutrition in the animals. So the basic steps of nutrition in the animals is your ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and digestion. These are the basic steps of the nutrition in the animals as well as in the human beings as well as for the other microorganisms. Only there is a small difference of each and every term which we will discuss later on. So first let us talk about in the human beings we can discuss what are the various steps of nutrition in the human beings. When we are talking about the human beings, ingestion means what? Ingestion happens through our mouth. That means mouth is the vocal cord. You can see our mouth is in cavity, open cavity, through which we used to take our food components inside our esophagus. That is your food pipe, which is called. So we used to have food through the mouth, and then it goes to the esophagus, and then it goes to our stomach. So the first step is ingestion process, which happens through our mouth. Then second step is the digestion process. In the digestion process, we have happens inside our stomach. Inside our stomach, there is two types of intestines. One is your small intestine, and then it is your large intestine. So the food first goes into the small intestine, and then it goes into the large intestine for the proper digestion. When the food has entered into our small intestine of the stomach, the food breaks up into the smaller molecules. Before it has been chewed by our mouth, then it goes to the stomach. After it has entered into the stomach, it goes to the small intestine. In the small intestine, the food has been broken from the bigger molecules of the food components into the smaller molecules of the food components. And then after it has been broken into the very small components of the food molecules, it is absorbed by our body fluids. That means water soluble substances of the food component is absorbed by the body fluids like blood, so that the nutrients whatever is present inside the food materials will be supplied to the blood for the blood formations, and then it will be supplied for use for the growth of the energy. And next is assimilation. Assimilation means what? Mixing. All the nutrients will be separated to each of the body components separately, and it will be used by the body for the growth and maintenance of the body. And the last step is the digestion step. Digestion step is where the food has gone into the large intestine, and where proper digestion, complete digestion used to occurs, and lastly the food used to waste materials used to come out through your anus particle like urine or stool. All these things, these are the waste materials which used to come out outside the body through the process called as desiccation. You can say that means the removal of the waste materials from the body is called as defecation. So these are the basic steps which are involved in the human beings as well as in the animals. And then there is another term which is nutrition in amoeba is also there. So nutrition in the amoeba happens with the mouth. The only difference here is that the amoeba used to engulf their food with the help of the first feet, which is called as your pseudopodia. Pseudopodia, whenever an amoeba comes near the food particles, it used to open up the food and then engulf the food materials inside the stomach, and then digestion used to happen. And in there, the digestion is called as the phagocytosis, and exocytosis is called. You will be seeing that one nutrition in the amoeba, it is clearly given. You can clear out the differentiate between the nutritions in amoeba. That means what? Key ingestion happens, and then digestion. Ingestion process is called as your phagocytosis, and then digestion is their absorption and egestion. And egestion process is called as your hexocytosis. So there is only two different terms. The ingestion process is phagocytosis, and then egestion process is called as your hexocytosis. And the amoeba, they used to engulf their food with the help of the false feet, which is called as their pseudopodia. Next is what we have talked about nutrition in the human beings, nutrition in amoeba, and then we have to talk about our nutrition in the animals like what? Ruminants. Ruminants are what? They are the herbivorous animals. That we can say कि grass eater animals are called as your ruminants. The grasses are what? They are very much rich in the cellulose components, and cellulose components cannot be easily broken down by the animals. So they used to re-chew the food. That means human beings, they used to chew the food particles only once with the help of their teeth. And we know that in teeth there are mainly 4 types of teeth. That is your incisor, canines, molars and premolars. It is given in your book. You can read the book also. Incisor, canines, molars and premolars. What are the function? Incisors, they are used for tearing of the teeth. Canines for cutting down, and then premolars and premolars for chewing and grinding of the teeth particles. And then after that, in this when we are talking about the ruminants, they used to eat the grass particles, which are very much rich in the cellulose. Cellulose cannot be easily broken down, or they cannot be digested very easily. For that reason, what ruminants are, what they used to chew the food materials again. They used to bring down the food materials again into their mouth, and then again they used to chew for a very long period of time, and then again they used to swallow it. So the ruminants, the stomach has been inside. When we are talking about human beings stomach is classified into 2 parts, that is small intestine and the large intestine. And then the ruminants, what? Grass eater animals, their stomach is classified into 4 sections. That is your rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. So the first grass eating animals, they used to, the first food goes into the rumen, and then it goes to the reticulum. Means what? The animals, grass eater animals, they used to chew the food particles, and then it goes to the rumen, a part of the stomach, first part of the stomach where the food used to get stored, and then it passes to the second part of the stomach. In the second part of the stomach, the animals, they used to bring back their food again to the mouth, and then they used to chew. The common example you have seen is your cow or buffalo. They are the most common. They used to bring back the food particles to the mouth, and then they used to chew over again, and again they used to swallow it. That means what? Again the food re-swallowing of the food is done, and it goes to the third component part of the stomach, which is their omasum. After it has entered into the omasum, their action of bacteria like protozoa and bacteria used to act upon the food particles. The cellulose, which has been broken down into the smaller portions, they used to act, and then the digestion of the food used to start in the ruminants, there in the omasum part of the stomach. That is the third chamber of the stomach. And then after that, the food finally goes into the 4th part of the stomach, that is called as the abomasum. Abomasum is this true stomach, you can say, where the proper complete digestion of the food used to take place in the ruminants. And lastly, the food has been absorbed, and then it is digested and assimilated into the ruminants animals. Like herbivorous animals, the food components has been completely digested, and it has been absorbed by the blood, and then it has been supplied to all the body parts for the growth of the animals. And then lastly, the waste materials which has been left out is ejected out in the form of urine and stool. That is called as a defecation. That we know that the waste which is thrown out of the body is called as a solid waste, or you can say faeces, or defecation is the process which is called for the removal of the waste materials from the body. So this is all what we have to talk about in the chapter number 2, nutrition in the animals. What are the various steps which are involved in the nutrition in the animals, microorganisms, human beings, and the last one is your rumen. Beside there is a small topic, that is the disorders of the nutrition. What are the disorder processes which occurs due to the digestive system? So disorders of the digestive system would be what? Diarrhea, vomiting, constipations. These are some of the disorders. Diarrhea, you know that when very water type of stool used to passes out from the body is called as your diarrhea. This it happens mainly due to the contamination of the contaminated foods. When you are eating contaminated foods, then you will suffer from a disease called as diarrhea, in which the stool will be like a watery type. And constipation means not properly the food has been not properly digested. in which the stool becomes very hard and it is difficult to remove from the body. And then vomiting means if when you suffer from food poisoning, the food used to be thrown out of your mouth. That is called as your vomiting. That is, these are the disorders of the digestive system when the food has not been completely digested or it has been partially digested by the body. When the body is unable to digest the food completely. These are some of the disorders which used to occur when there is no proper digestion of the food materials inside our body. This is all about your chapter number 2, which we have to discuss in your chapter number 2. What are the points which we have discussed? You watch the video twice and thrice for a good understanding, and you even read the book and relate the topics whatever has been taught in this video. Thank you.